Hello, 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 welcome. Welcome to another stream, another grind. I'm going to try to prepare for the tournament. I'm playing on Friday. I think I will focus today just one tactic puzzle, one 15 plus 10 game on chess.com. Actually, this is fine. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. If anyone wants to challenge me, I'm open for that. I need to play as much as I can. This is the last puzzle from yesterday. I didn't have time to finish it. A few things that I want to... Yeah, this bishop is for the taking, is up for grabs. It seems to net good advantage. There might also be queen c6. Queen c6 attacks the knight, threatens this check, however the check doesn't seem to yield much. There might be some repetition, but I don't think there's anything too serious about that. Also, queen c6 allows knight e6 with checkmate threat. Doesn't seem to be such a good move, actually. Queen f1, that's a check, but after, for example, king g3, trying to find a continuation, seems like there isn't a lot. Now the critical line, I believe, is rook takes c1, knight e6. Trying to decide if queen g8 is better than than rook g8 is better than rook f7, because there's a checkmate threat. Maybe rook g8 is better, allowed to possibly capture here first. Rook takes c1, queen takes c1, and then knight. Yeah, because the knight on e6 stops the queen from delivering a back rank mate. So that's something to keep in mind. A little difficult to find the absolute best move, but I will take here. Oh no, that's a mistake. It's mate threat. So rook g1. Okay. I see it. There's a threat here. Not bishop e3. What if this first? And I'm missing it. I am missing it. Let me open up the comments. Well, we can see the comments on the stream. Queen h5, then rook g2. Okay, so that's the big threat. Very very direct. There isn't really time for anything. Okay. Yeah, this absolutely seems to win. Also, if anything like that, this absolutely wins. So I guess that's why bishop e3 is the critical line. And then not take on g4, but just take the rook. And white is still suffering. Okay. So that's the first one. Oh, Mamedyarov beats Carlsen and wins Bill. Good job. Good job, Mamediarov. Chess.com versus Komodo. That's interesting. Catching up on the news a little bit. 15-10. Let's play a 15-10. Let's see. Let's go with my usual Sicilian. Oh, okay. Don't really like this line. What was theory here? This is a closed Sicilian. I think I want to open up the center a little if possible. I don't want to play a French. I don't want to transpose to a French. Can I play d4 here? Because I really don't want to. Wait a second. If knight c6, I'm attacking the pawn. They can't really play d4 because I can just capture. I guess they would have to play f4. That might be the whole idea. For them to play f4. Okay. What about g5 after f4? That's a bit extreme maybe, but I'm sort of walking into that line if I go for this. Well, not, of course it's not forced, but yeah, I'm seeing ideas around f6 as well. Can't really stop. Thing is, if I play like e6, then they can play knight f3, and then they can play the Sicilian, the French approach. So this is normal. Okay, no, I was not expecting that, because now I have the option of playing bishop g4, just threatening to take a pawn. Bishop takes f3, pawn takes, or queen takes. Queen takes, and then knight takes on e5 with a tempo. So on bishop g4, I think they have to play d4. No, but still, I can just take the pawn. Okay, I take the pawn, and then they play bishop b5. I think that's the whole idea. Oh, but hold on, because on bishop b5 I have a check on a5, and because there's a pawn on d4, they don't have any time to. Let's go for this. I might be walking into some preparation, but okay. So quick development. That's the name of the game. Quick development. I'm guessing now if queen a5, they can just play c3 and be content with that. Also playing d4 leaves a lot of holes for the knight, so I don't want to do that. I believe I can put some pressure. Let's see, queen c7, just a bit more tempo on that. Doesn't really work because this guy is super loose after. Yeah, I'm looking at queen c7 with the idea of taking, queen takes, and then knight takes, but then queen g3, and the knight is pinned, so I am forced to play f6, and they have enough time to maneuver c3 and even maybe d4 later on. So nothing like that. Yeah, it does feel like I'm walking into some prepared line. I also want to play g6 now and just bishop g6 and bishop g7. Try to take advantage of this diagonal because I don't see a lot of future on this other line. That forces me to weaken my king side. Also because with the pawn here, that's really annoying. The knight can't develop on f6. Maybe an idea is to play g6, knight h6, and then knight f5. And try to solidify here, because I don't want to play e6 and g6. It feels like it weakens a lot. Oh, sort of interesting, but knight d4 maybe forces knight here. Then there's this ping, but nah, not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah, no, doesn't seem to be enough. I guess I could play f6 now. Yeah, I guess I could play f6. Or maybe queen c7 and then f6, but then this is annoying. Also, this allows to push d6. d6, I don't think I should ever allow d6. So in that sense, maybe me playing e6 now is better. I went through sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas because I haven't studied this. Yeah, so I guess that's something to learn from. Asking a question, what am I doing with the bishop? I guess they want to free it so they can push here. However, I don't want to allow that. It could be really risky to allow the queen to enter here. But maybe that's okay. Here, and then knight d4 forces a retreat of the queen. At least it's a tempo. Yeah, that's a tempo. So the real question here is, do I exchange or not? Because I don't think they will take with the pawn. I think they will take with the queen, and then it's got a bit of power. But this bishop has a sort of a hard time to get into the action. Now if I go back, I'm biting on granite, and then maybe it's an idea to push g4 and then try to attack even further. Yeah, I think I'll go for this. They definitely know their opening. They haven't spent any time at all. They actually are up on time. Yeah, let's just go here. And we ended up with the position that I didn't want, the pawn structure that I didn't want. Just not a fan of this one. Queen b6 is also an idea. Going for the pawn. Not that they would allow it, but it is an idea at least. Now g4 is a bit shameless. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. Maybe h4 is more accurate. Developing never hurts. I need to play the opening a little bit faster, but because I don't really know this, that's a bit surprising. Okay, queen a5 check. I do like, I mean, they're giving me a tempo here. I guess it would be not disastrous, but not smart to just not take the tempo. I think they're playing fast just for the sake of my time. Yeah. Now, if this ever becomes a question. Because g4, I still have knight h4 with big threats. I think this has to be played. And worst case, h4 and g6. Okay, maybe they're going for some expansion. I can put some pressure here. But yeah, they are definitely going to... They're trying to play my time. They're trying to play my clock. Okay. What about this? Doesn't really help though. Maybe the other knight was better. Yeah, I will try the other knight. Let's just go back. They're definitely playing against my time anyways. Yeah, let's try this one. Because they still can't play queen e3. There's a fork. And when I take here, I do have a check. So this does work. Okay, let's give this a look. Knight takes g3 and then just push. It takes. Yeah, okay, let's give it a try. Doesn't look half as bad. Okay. Yep. Chips! Hello, hello. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. I'm, as usual, grinding it. Having problems with the opening. Using way too much time. But I managed to win a pawn. Thank you, thank you. How's it going? Debating whether I should just take here. No, my knights are good. The position is pretty closed. Yep. I don't have to rush this. Good to hear, good to hear. Yeah, it's okay. Tempting to take the... But the position is too closed. Yeah, let's just go back. Yeah, work today was pretty light. Most of the people are still on vacation, so not a lot is expected from us. Small threat. Don't really see it. Can put some pressure there. Yeah, let's do this. Remove the recapture. Yeah, I'm still trying to... well, I got confirmation, well, semi-confirmation from the tournament. They asked me for my birth date, my phone number. Because I don't have an established rating, I think I will be playing in a special category. So... What is that move? I can choose where to castle. There's no rush in that. But they are still playing against my time, which is annoying. Okay, tiny bit of pressure. Yeah, so it's sort of a confirmation that I am in fact signed up for it. I don't understand that move. Maybe I still don't feel the need to castle either. I think I can just take here after. And maybe even knight d2, yeah. Yes, yes, of course. I actually plan on doing video on demand. Maybe not live analysis. So I have time to prepare maybe games for referencing, which I can't do. Maybe also yep. Yeah, maybe because I've been working on this super engine, this super server computer thing, and today it actually worked. I was able to analyze so much faster in I think it's 128 cores. This is a free night, I think. So I'm very excited about that as well. For streaming purposes, it's really good because I want to show good analysis, but my laptop isn't really powerful. What is going on here? Is this guy sacking everything? I see. Okay, can I draw arrows here? Yes, I can draw arrows. Okay. I see knight e5, tempo on the queen. If queen h5, I might have g6. And then maybe rook here. And then I can take with check. Rook takes. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. And then maybe capture here. And I can actually close the open file until I'm ready. That seems like a good line. Yeah, it's one of the things that I'm preparing because I want to make it available for everyone. It's a as pay what you use kind of service. I think the cost is around, I don't know, a few dollars per hour. It's very tempting to just take the rook as well. That is also very, very tempting. Because then, well, the difference is rook takes and then knight here. And then they have, oh no, they don't have a tempo on my knight because I can just take. Oh well, but they do have this check here. Oh, not check, but queen takes g6, g7. That seems annoying after the recapture if I just go for that line directly. So maybe it's just better to play knight e5. Yeah. Let's play this. It is annoying enough. I think this is my only weakness. And this guy maybe, but as soon as I play b6, everything should be fine. My king position is still okay in the center. Not a lot of coordination from my opponent. This point will be a little weak. What if I... Yeah, I think this is okay. Let's play this line. And now I can take here, and actually castle long. Yep. Now I have a good rook. This point is protected. Infiltrations. Yeah, I guess this is the idea, but I don't think they are on time. I can still just play here. So, no biggie. I can also force the exchange playing rook here, and this would also be a threat. Yeah. I think I'm not giving away too many. Yeah, this seems to be in the bag if I don't blunder horribly. Yeah, they're not on time to play that, I think. I can stop it very easily. I can also play bishop d4, threatening a check, but it still opens this file and I don't want that. So let's play it just safe, just simple chess. They can play here, and that's okay. But if I play king c7, they might have to just tuck their bishop back, which is okay, but it also beats the purpose of opening this diagonal, I think. And at the same time, oh, what was that? I heard a notification, but I think it might have been from another game. I don't know. Focus mode. I like focus mode. Now I can bring the other rook into the game and just pile up. I think that should be good enough. Yeah. But look at the time situation. My opponent didn't really spend any time at all. Oh, I can also play rook a1 and force the exchange like that. I can also play bishop e5 and maybe try to threaten a back rank mate. There are too many moves. there are too many moves. Yeah. Also, I don't think the bishop on b5 is better than it was on f3. Here it had a lot of like a long diagonal. It had... Okay. So, rook check, king on the move, bishop check. Most likely here, but that allows a checkmate, so the rook will be pinned. And yeah, I think they're out of luck. Can they stop it somehow? Is it better if I play bishop e5 now? Well, they can just go back. Let's play the check first. I don't know how many moves we have played, but my opponent has just spent 1 minute plus, you know, the increments. First time they go under 14 minutes. And rook here, is this checkmate? I believe it is. Yep, I believe this leads to checkmate. Yeah, the thing is, if they played pawn to g3, then I had rook takes f2, and that was checkmate because the rook is covering the other squares, and this pawn is here. So rook g3 was... It delays checkmate, but I think there's no way for them to get... Yeah, I have rook h1. Okay, GG. 28 points. He wants to play a game, but I'm just gonna thank him. GG. Now it's time. Yeah, yeah. This one was actually. It was very one-sided. Uh, can look at it. Let's see. So this was fine. It's not that I fear that they play this, but I just don't enjoy this variation. Um, Playing d3 makes it a closed Sicilian, and this can transpose into a French, I believe, a French-like pawn structure at least. Remember that I don't know a lot of opening theory, and that's why I spent so much time. So I went for the easier stuff. I debated in this point. I don't know if you were here, Chips, but I debated a lot at this point. So let me go to my database and let's see if I can find a game where they played this. How can I switch? Flip, flip, flip. Where is the flip? That's okay. Let me see. How can I flip? Window, show game info, tools. This is seed, and I'm not used to this program. I usually go with Arena, but I thought that this has a nicer interface for streaming, which might have been a mistake. Okay, anyways, so they play d4, c5. I forgot already. Yeah, d3, that's of course the point. d3, this, and this is the point that I wanted to see. Then they played bishop e4. Okay. Let me find the position. Oh yeah, big. So this is something I should have done before, sorry about that. Okay, let's do tactics meanwhile, while the database is opening. Yep. Let's go to chess tempo. Chess tempo, trying to do different types of tactics. So chess tempo has a different style of tactics from lead chess. Not saying that I figured out tactics on lead chess, but just wanted to do something different. Okay. What happens if we push f5? f5. Yeah, this guy is under attack. Where does it go? It's taking here. It's taking here. There's a check here. I think the knight on e4 doesn't have a lot of squares. That. Yeah, I don't see any symmetry with discovered attacks with the other knight. I'll play my first instinct and just go for that. Okay. Yep. Low disk on space. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, I removed everything from the taskbar. The trash can. Okay, so this was an easy one. Let's go for another one. Oh, tempting to play queen takes e6, but then there's it's not a full fork because we have a check. If queen takes e6, pawn takes d5, queen f5 check, and yeah, we can free the other knight. Knight d4 seems good. We can also play knight d5 first. Knight d4 first. Knight d4 and... Oh, wait, this was a sack. This was a sack. The king just captured something on f2. Material, we are equal. No, down a pawn. We're down a pawn. So now I'm looking at knight takes e4 check. Someone has to protect the bishop, so king e3 seems okay. King e3. King e3. I was thinking of capturing on e6 after that, but then king takes... Oh, that doesn't work. That knight would be indirectly protected. Okay, so this is the line that I'm looking at. Knight takes e4, king e3. First move, knight takes e4. Then king e3, protecting the bishop from the double attack and attacking the knight. And then queen takes e6. Queen takes e6 because the king cannot actually take the knight. There would be this check, rook d4, and the queen is not protected. So in that sense, playing king e3 or king e2 is the same thing. They both threaten the same thing, rook takes with check and then capturing the queen. So I think that's a good line. Also because this is with check, it seems okay. What if... Okay, knight takes e4, king e1, king e1, queen takes e6. Bishop somewhere, bishop somewhere. No, there's always a check there. I think we can take here. And this makes it forced. Okay, so not even trying to protect the bishop. That's an interesting idea. I guess we can just take the knight. I guess we can just take the knight. Now I'm thinking queen f6, threatening something around here. Yeah, me too. That was my first impulse, my first instinct. But the thing is, it doesn't really do anything. It didn't really do anything because they can never capture the knight on e4 because then there would be rook d4 check. So the knight on e6, we can always capture this even with the king on e3. Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, now it finished importing the database. I will just take the knight. Okay. Now there's a ping on my knight, which I did not consider before. And there's an attack on the other knight, which is unfortunate. Not sure there's a way to save both. This is one of those long puzzles that I don't enjoy a lot. Can we protect with rook d4? Rook d4, knight, no, rook d4. Okay, yeah, rook d4, rook e1 doesn't really work. We can take on d2. There's no queen takes d2, there's no rook takes e4 because we can just take the queen. So the more critical line would be rook d4, then bishop c3. And, or bishop Bishop d3. Yeah, bishop d3. Also attacking the rook. And then I guess we can take with a check. Yeah, we can take with a check, then they recapture, and then we can play queen c4, protecting both knights and attacking the queen, so giving us a tempo to get out of the ping. Yep. Okay, this was definitely more challenging, and that was good. That was a good one. I will go over it again soon. Yeah, that was definitely challenging. Okay, so let's go back to this game. D3. So this is what was played. And now I can search current board. Yeah, rook d4 was a bit tricky. Whoa, are you seeing this? Oh, there's something wrong with seed. I can see that it's not updating the... Okay, enjoy, yeah. I can see that it's not updating the stream, the video. That's really unfortunate. Discard this. Does it update if I move it? Yeah, okay. So it's just this panel on this side. Yep, that's the only thing that isn't updating. Anyways. But at least the moves are there. I don't know what's wrong with this. Also, really, while you're away, I'm gonna look for how to see it flip board. Such a basic thing. Pressing S? That didn't really work. Oh, okay, no, this is to set up the board. Right click. Nope, that doesn't really work. Right click here, doesn't really work. Oh, okay. What is this? Okay, that was hard to find. That was hard to find, but anyways, we got it. So e5 is the normal thing. E6, I mean. I think I played e6 exactly now, which is nice. Let me see, can I see my own... right now I am in chess.com trying to find my previous game. Games, yep. Here it is, I found it. I want to see exactly what I played. Okay. Yes, I played the... I don't know if it's theory or not, but a much better player than myself played it, so I'm gonna go with, yep. H6 is a theme in this position. I guess the idea is to tuck the bishop away on H7 if needed. Okay, so they play H3, and then they exchange. Okay, I'm not completely sure I understand the point of H6 so early. Now I see it. That was the point. Okay, so I was also right when I thought that that this guy would be useful in this diagonal. Yeah, that was good. I'm happy about that. I didn't play it like that, but because I didn't have time. So normal thing, queen e2. These sort of moves, they are puzzling to me because it's blocking the development on the king side. Why play here? That means they will sort of need to develop by pushing one pawn, then bishop here, even if they decide to castle long. So, yeah, again, I don't see it. I see the point of h4, not right now, but okay, rook c8. They also played a3, so my opponent played this in the game, but there was a lot of discoordination between their pieces. I don't see white playing this. There is tension in the center. This is a bad bishop blocked by its own, and this is opening lines for black, and black is quicker to develop. Now this is really not good. I mean, yeah, this bishop is buried, but now there's another point. It frees the bishop, which shows that they needed time. What? What? Knight here is an idea. Okay, this is much better. Yes. Knight a7, jumping here, tempo here, threatening a knight jump on c3, and then on a beautiful square e4, helping use the open file. Maybe rook c1 is needed now. Okay, they ignore the threats. Many squares. Okay, I believe this is needed to stop the pawn advance, which they still ignore. Yeah, okay, there's tactics around this. And this king is now under some pressure. Okay, resolving the central tension with f6. Yep. Threats, pressure. E6 is protected by the queen. There are, of course, weak squares. Maybe white would like to take on h4 with the rook. Okay, now that capture, I guess, was it definitely needed? I don't think this was absolutely needed, but white's position is really bad at this point. Knight looks good. It has a couple of threats, but I don't think it does. I don't think it accomplishes anything. It's an optic illusion. Now, if white is actually going to castle, I would be really surprised. Yep. Okay, offering the exchange. Wait. This doesn't work for white. Knight takes. Oh, gonna take with check, yeah. Take on f6 with check, and then bishop takes. And then bishop can take here, and queen h6. And that's bad for black. So it does work tactically. But now that's a really useful rook. Losing this pawn. Offering exchange of queens, but there's no reason why. That's a pawn, and there's pressure on f2. Pawn and pressure on f2. Okay, so white decided to never in their life castle again. Black can actually be greedy and play bishop d8 and say, no, I can hold everything, which I think they do. Oh, they actually play that. Nice. using the open file. White is late to the party, forcing the exchange. And this is just technique now. This is a really nice passed pawn. If everything is exchanged, the white king will always be forced to remain in this area. So just to illustrate, that's the most that the white king can move away if the pieces are exchanged, which is really sad. Okay, so it goes like that. Just technique now. No need to even look it up. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Nothing to do here. Okay, let's check out one last game. This is the starting position from when I wasn't sure what to play. I don't have the ratings for this one. It was played in 94. E6 seems to be the normal move here. And yeah, same ideas, queen a5. Oh, b4, b5. Okay, I guess the idea is to push. And didn't capture. Okay. Well, there's the tactical reason that bishop g2 doesn't work, but there's a tempo here. Yep. And then this seems to work. Yep. h6 needed. Funny because this bishop has a lot of squares, and I think usually white tries to exchange that bishop. If we look at the two bishops, the two light squared bishops, black's is so much better. Also, white's dark squared bishop is behind the pawn chain, so that doesn't really help. I guess the idea for white is to push g5 and try to create chaos. Yep, the knight has problems developing, and consequently the rook on h8. Okay, so they managed to do that. I'm guessing they will play f5, f6. Yeah, no need to open up. Check threats. Yep. Okay. I guess that makes sense, but at the same time I thought they would try to keep the knight. Because what I don't like about this is that by capturing with the pawn, they are allowing a tempo on the bishop. I mean, let me highlight that this is a bad bishop. And I think it's black who can make use of this file easier. At the same time, a weakness for black is this pawn, which could have been attacked before if the file remained open. But maybe if knight takes, maybe e5 would be the idea, and exchange. Oh, that doesn't really work directly. Okay, so bishop f6 and then try to exchange because there's no time. Okay, small check, doesn't do much. Tempo on the bishop. Oof. Yep. chaos. Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't really like this game. It seems, yeah. I guess it wasn't played by such high-rated opponents. Anyways, back to games. Back to games. Yep. Welcome back. Just in time to see me suffer a little more. And again, I have the black pieces. That's okay. German 89. That was actually perfect timing. Will they come? Okay, yeah, they're here. Another Sicilian, as usual. A little more orthodox, maybe? Ah. So, nope, the Alaping. Ah! And again, what did we talk about this pawn structure? I do not like this pawn structure. Ah! Okay. I remember quite a few games where I played d4, captures, captures, and then this check. Then I think I played knight c6, which didn't really work. But this takes. If bishop d7, I think they had queen a4 and queen d4. Oh no, because then I would have knight c6, which also protects here. But I don't know. I think I didn't. I mean, playing d4 is. I don't think is really. I don't know. I'm not definitely not a French player. So these structures, I feel so insecure. I think typical would be to play knight c6 now, and then d4, and then maybe takes, and then there's pressure. Or there are ideas to play against that pawn. Maybe something like this. But I don't really know the typical plans, so... And also I remember one time I was training with a group of guys, and it was the very first time that... Yeah, and it was the very first time that I played a French, but I had the white pieces. It was part of the training. We had to play this opening, and I got crushed so bad. And so I don't understand the plan for white, and I don't understand the plan for black. Now, how important is the order here? Oh, in the other game, at one point there was this idea. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. Because I just looked at that game, I didn't really like that game though. I think I would play here and grind it. I mean, it ends up being a closed center, so I guess we can afford to do that. This is, however, more exciting. Playing d4 right now is definitely more exciting. I would remove this. Or no, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't remove it. Maybe I can afford to put some pressure here. How risky is it to play knight g e7? Takes, double pressure, b4. Can easily take. And then maybe switch focus to the c4 square. If I manage to play b5, everything should be in order. Gotta be careful with the bishop. Of course, these are not the typical plans for the French. I'm sure it's not. Also, I am a little afraid of that. Well, not afraid is a strong word, but yeah, let's go for this. This is as far as my theory allows. I'm pretty sure the move order is important. Ah, so they want to play that and force me to make a decision. Okay. Okay, they want to force me to make a decision. Because if they take on c5 first, I can take with the bishop and then I threaten f2. They can still play queen c2, for example, which defends everything, and then play b5, b4. It looks threatening, but I don't think it accomplishes that much. I think I want to develop, but I am a little bit afraid. I think I have also seen knight h6. Yeah, okay, knight h6, bishop takes, queen takes b2, tempo on the rook. I believe the knight should move, but it can't because there's also a tempo here. So knight here to protect the rook, and then I can take. And this guy is under attack. So no. Okay, then rook here. No, that allows me to play queen takes. Yeah, I think this is a good time to play this. I'm a little insecure about playing knight f5 because of this tempo, so I think I need to have my bishop here first, so I can play knight h4. Something to keep in mind. It feels sort of weird to play these two moves. I would prefer to coordinate ideas, to keep playing on the same side of the board maybe. But I think the point is that I can bring more pressure to this point. It is a tricky move. It is a tricky move. What is this? I don't know if you can see it, but there's a 65 here. And I don't really know if it's messages or... Oh, okay. The clubs have activities. Okay. Maybe that's it. I don't know, the notification thing just went berserk. Dum bum 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 ba-dum bum. Okay, so it's interesting that my opponent is thinking. I like that. It shows that... Well, it might show that I played something wrong. D takes e4, bishop takes d takes e5, bishop takes e5, queen c2 protecting f2 and protecting b2 as well. Then bishop takes h6 would be a threat, but at that point... Okay, at that point it would be okay, because this is the sequence that I'm seeing. Queen here, knight, g5, g4. I am not in time to play that, but I have this other idea of playing knight e7 and then knight g6. And then there's a double attack on this pawn. This can become a focal point if you can understand this pipe mess. Might be able to put some pressure with that. Also, this is an interesting idea. But I still haven't decided if this bishop is good or bad. Yeah, I also am thinking that if I manage to somehow, some magical way to capture on f2 and white castles, or just brings the rook here, f7 will be a weak point. No such thing as a good bishop. Good to know. Then I shouldn't worry too much. Oh. Now I'm fantasizing, because if takes and queen here, queen c2, I do have knight g4, and that's 3 pieces attacking f2. So what would need to happen, I believe, is play bishop here, but that allows me to capture a bunch of ways. So capturing here is a bad move. Okay, hold on. Traps. There are traps here. I'm saying now pawn takes, bishop takes, b4, that's a trap. If I get carried away and capture here with check, maybe king. Okay, no. Because the bishop can't move. The bishop from here cannot move. This pawn would be taking away the only square that allows to escape. And with the king here, there's no such thing as this. But then, yeah, there's always ways to escape it, I think. Yeah, I'm really hoping they play bishop. I really hoping they play pawn takes on c5. That would make my life easier. Quite a few things to keep in mind. Also, there's this other idea. If they capture and I play here, and they go for this line, this is in fact a threat. But I don't think I would play this. I think I would definitely capture on f2, but I shouldn't capture on b2 because they also have this move with bishop takes g7, and then rook here, here, and oh wait, then I can just capture. That does work. I forgot that it actually works. Yeah. Okay. Now it's my time to go get some water. Be right back. Okay, Chips, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. This is normal water, nothing special. But because I don't really enjoy the taste of water, I sometimes add vitamin C. It's normal vitamin, nothing special, but as long as it doesn't taste just like water, I'm a happy penguin. Yup, look at this. Look at this. It used to be normal water. Now it's becoming flavored water. Oh, man, it's getting so warm here. Apparently, we're gonna get 24 degrees at midnight. I hope you can't see it, but I'm sweating. I'm just sitting and I'm sweating. Not by itself. My girlfriend loves it, and she even has a machine that it puts the carbonated in the water. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be so hard to sleep tonight. I'm gonna take another shower before I go to bed. It will be the fourth of the day. Yeah, I'm not a fan of carbonated water. We have the machine and we have some flavor, but it's not the same. What? Why? What? I don't get. What? Why did they abandon? This is far from. What? Oh, that's a turn off. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know we were gonna crush him, but at least fight a little. Ah. Okay, now I have a new rapid rating, 24 points. Yep. Yep, definitely. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the database and find one game at least with this position. So how did it go? Let's see. No, I actually want a new game. Can I make a new game? Probably not. Okay, anyways, I will find the position later. So it was no, go back. So it was something like this. Yep. Then this. And I struggled with this position for a while. Then this. And this was the final position, I believe. Yep. Yep. In fact, that is. Search current board. Go super fast. Yep. Got a bunch of them. Ruslan Ponomariov. Always good to see Ruslan. Yeah, I agree. A3 seems kind of sketchy. So this was played between Alexander Motilev and Ruslan Ponomariov. Here, white continued with b4. Yep. I think capturing is forced. Okay, capture towards the center. Always capture towards the center. Then knight f5, so we are in time to do that. Bishop e2 makes sense. Okay, I was wondering how would the light square bishop come to life, and I guess this is one way. I don't think white can ever play b4. Wait, can you hear that? Oh, it started just showing a game. Shut up, chess.com. I'm trying to improve. What about g4 after knight f5? Yes, good question. In this position, the pawn on d4 is hanging, so I think black can just take here. And there's no idea of pinning because we take with check. And then, I don't know, many things come to mind. Maybe even taking here is possible because we take with check. And anything like this, maybe we can reroute. Maybe this is okay. Okay, so b2, yeah, bishop d7. Now g4. Now it's g4. So it was just needing to protect d4. And then knight e7. Knight c3. Whoa, okay, fireworks. Fireworks. Look at this move, man. Chips, we gotta remember this. Knight a5. We have to remember this one. Flashy move. Just ignoring it. Yeah, exactly. So knight d2, covering the jump square. It is really sexy. It still gives time to play rook c8. Okay, I can see now a little sequence with knight c4, knight takes, pawn takes, and suddenly the d5 square is available for the knight. And that brings ideas of pushing the pawn. Right, absolutely. Yep. Okay, stopping f4 advances. I would still be afraid of h4. Yeah, I would still be afraid of h4. Queen e2, which seems typical. This is like the second game that I've seen today where white plays queen e2. I guess it's pretty obvious the bishop will develop on g2 instead. Or maybe try to force an exchange of queens if possible. Bishop e7, now h4 is not possible. Queen e3. Okay, extra protection for the pawn. Nothing wrong with that. Castle h4 and f6. And I am in panic. After queen, yeah, that's true. But I believe the point of queen e2 is to go to e3 anyways. So knight f4 actually helps white to play queen e3. And then, oh, but then that's, yeah, I think I see your point. Then that knight is there forever. Because, well, there's even bishop here. And any capture is just not enough. Now there's even a threat of check. Oh, sorry. For example, if white were to play something like this, there's this check and the queen is gone. So, yeah, knight f4 seems pretty sexy, man. Good find. I do like this one. I think it doesn't fail tactically. Maybe this is the... Oh no, the bishop can just take that. So let's ignore me. And then maybe something like this, because also this needs... I mean, the queen has to find something to do. And how to improve, you mean? Well, the knight is covering a few important squares. Um, oh, also at this point, the queen can just take. I guess this is the trap. And no, it doesn't work. It can just take there. And yeah, there's this check. But it still doesn't work. Okay, yeah, another check. Yeah, okay, sorry. And then how to protect this guy? Uh, check. Just go back. And then maybe take so many things because look at this, man. Look at this mess. Look at this huge mess. Now the knight, the rook is gone, and this has to be winning for black. Of course, this was a lot to take. But if black were to play something, yeah, no, okay, this whole thing doesn't really work. If black plays bishop e7, white has to leave with the knight there. There is nothing else. I mean, there's no h takes g5. Bishop takes g5 is just way too powerful. Because the pawn is just hanging. That pawn is hanging, and I think tactically it works. And this is a beautiful knight. The question that I have is if it can stay there forever. Oh, sorry. Now it's black's turn. Uh, how to proceed? Maybe this idea? Because the bishop is under attack and the queen is under attack, this is forced. So maybe this, and there's nothing like that because of this check. So yeah, there's this knight here would be a monster. Complete monster. It's paralyzing everything. This is too early, I believe. And this guy is hanging now. So this is needed. Oh, yeah, no, this would be beautiful. This would be a beautiful position. This is really playable. I like this. Okay. So nothing like that. Look at all the mess. This is just because White decided to play e4 in the first move. I've always said it. If White doesn't play e4, we can have a nice evening. We can talk. We can get along. As soon as White plays e4, that's it. We have to take off our gloves and start just throwing punches. Okay. Time to... Oh, sorry. Time to go to chess tempo. Beta chess tempo. I don't know why this stream music is talking. They shouldn't talk. Exactly. D4 is for gentlemen and E4 is for beasts. Couldn't have said it better. What? What's happening here? What's happening here? Okay, trying to make up my mind. I have to remember that I cannot draw arrows here. Okay, so the knight is under attack. There's a check here. Check on f6. I'm guessing king takes is forced. No, the knight is... The two knights are protecting the rook, so... Yeah, the king must take. If either of the knights takes on f6, then there's rook takes, knight takes, and rook takes with check, and then c7 falls. So king takes f6 is forced. Then rook e6 check, rook takes, king bleh. King g7, and there's nothing else after that. Okay. So pawn takes f6, king takes f6. King takes f6. Rook takes e2. Knight takes e2. Bleh. There's rook e6 and then d5. But even though it's a positional advantage, this is tactics, so something else should be available. What about pawn takes d6? Rook takes with checks, rook takes with check. Rook takes d6. There is still a check. Oh no, sorry. Hold on. E takes d6, rook takes check, rook takes, and then pawn takes g5 by knight. D takes c7, rook c7, rook c8. And I think that's it. There's nothing else after that. pretty lame to just push the pawn. It's a passer, but I don't think it's enough. So I think pawn takes f6 check is forced. I think that's the only move that fights for something. King takes f6. King takes f6. Now I'm looking at knight h7 check. There is king f7 or g7. There are no captures on e7 because the knights are there. Takes knight e4 check. It is a move, but I don't think it ties down. I couldn't find how it ties down with the rest. It takes f6. King takes f6. I think that's forced. Finally, some music. Knight e4 check. Knight e4 check. There's even maybe king e6. Oh no, there's a double attack on c5 and then taking on c7, but that's kind of lame. I mean, it would work, of course, but... Okay, so pawn takes, king takes, knight e4 check, king f7, just to keep it simple. Knight here, feeling lonely. Can always go back, another check, f6. And then go for the positional thing and play d5. Because clearly this knight on g8 is bad, but... oh, they even can try to move. Yeah, okay, no. Never mind. I am not seeing this one. I don't feel it. I am not feeling it. I can see that this square e6, it would be great if we could fork it. Knight e6 would be a very nice square, forking the rook and king. But maybe doing it directly is too soon. Check, rook takes, forced move. Pawn takes, king takes. No, because then we can just take with check. So pawn takes, rook takes. Nope. And the thing is, we are under pressure. So knight e4 first. It is so spicy. It's burning my tongue. But I can't make it work. Cannot make it work. Even knight e6, rook takes, d5, attacking the rook, rook back, and then e6. Even that's interesting to play. That's a passed pawn. Yeah, it's probably not enough, but it is interesting to play that. So knight e5 first, knight e4, sorry, knight e4 first, threatening to take on f6 with check, knight takes. Only move, knight takes, king takes. Nothing. Can we attack No, there's nothing to attack the knight on f5 directly. There are no pawns. Okay. What was Jeremy Silman's 13 points to check? I think it was 13. It was king situation, imbalances, rook knight, sorry, bishop versus knights. That's an exercise. It still feels that it has to start with e takes f6, but that's a feeling. And okay, I'll get it. Oh, you didn't think I would? You didn't think I would? Of course I would. Here it is. How to Reassess Your Chess by Jeremy Silman. I even have the workbook. Thinking techniques and list of imbalance. Calculation and combination. Page 37. Page 37. I hope this is not copyright infringement. Calculation. Very nice diagrams. Okay. It's just a way of going one by one. Rules of combination. Open or weakened king. Undefended pieces. Inadequately defended pieces. Yep. Solve these problems. Whoops. Nope, that's not. That was not the chapter. But I remember reading it. Maybe it was the list of imbalances. Okay, page 27. Yes, here it is. Breakdown of imbalances. Ha! Got you, man. Superior minor piece. That's the first one. Superior minor piece. Okay, we can see that the knight on g7 is bad. At the same time, the knight on g5, I guess I could say that's superior. This refers to the interplay between bishops and knights. So maybe the two knights on the fifth outweigh each other. The second point is pawn structure. Pawn structure. Black's pawn structure is better. It has less islands. Doesn't have double pawns, so black's pawn structure is actually better. Space, the annexation of territory on a chessboard. White has definitely more space. Material. This is a static imbalance according to Nimswitch. This is equal material. Then control of a key file or square. Okay. Control of a key file or square. I think we can claim that white controls the E file. Yep, I agree. I do agree. The E file is ours. Anything else? Anything else that we control, like important? It feels that we can control E6. Of course, it's in the E file, and we control the E file. But if we open it up, definitely E6 is an important point. Takes, then this, takes, Sorry. I spaced out for a moment because e6 seems pretty important. And I was looking at lines where we end up with a rook giving check on e6, with the knight still on g5, exchange of rooks, then the black's king only move is g7, which puts him back into a checking square. We can maybe go back again and threaten the fork. So what would be a good discovered move for that rook to make that threat viable? I wouldn't want to go back. So I was thinking maybe just rook e5, allowed to capture and then check, whatever, and then take on the 8. Okay, sorry. Lead in development, point number 6. More forcing a specific area of the board. I don't think that's the case. I think we are equally developed. I think all of the forces are around the same area, around these files. I think we have both forgotten about the queen side. Imagine if by mistake I dropped the king on h1. That's why I dropped it on h2. And 7 initiative, dictating the tempo of a game. That we have. We can force the initiative by taking on f6. So there are two things that we have: the e-file and the initiative. Now the stages of the thinking technique, the Silman thinking technique, is figure out the positive and negative imbalances for both sides, which we already did. Figure out the side of the board you wish to play on, because we control the e-file. I think we agree this is where we want to play. Don't calculate. Dream up various fantasy positions. Okay, it would be great if this pawn didn't exist, because then we can play knight e6. Again, very carefully dropping pieces on top of other pieces. I think that's the ideal position for us. Once you find the fantasy position that makes you happy, you must figure out if you can reach it. Total boss. Total boss. If I split this video, I will call this chapter Silman, You're a God. Whoa, hold on a sec. Now I'm seeing something else. Pawn takes. King takes his only move. Rook takes. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because if either of the knights take... Oh no, sorry. Again, I was fantasizing with that check, and then at the same time fantasizing with the knight giving the other check, so it was a quantum knight. This is one quantum knight. Can be everywhere at the same time. Okay. So now that we find the fantasy position, we have to figure out if we can reach it. If you find that your choice was not possible to implement, you must create another position, another dream position that is easier to achieve. And now that you look at the moves, you can start calculating and candidate moves and stuff. Okay. I think it definitely started something. It definitely made me look at a different order of moves, I think. So yes, Silman is a god. Silman is a DJ. Still thinking we should start with e takes f6. E takes f6. King takes. We agreed that this was forced, because if knight takes, then we can take twice on e7. So king takes f6 is forced. Greatest of all time. So king takes. The problem with right now is that Knight h7 can be met by rook takes. So after king here, I think we need to take once on e7. Takes once on e7. Maybe this knight comes to the rescue. And then, yes! I think I see it. I think I see it. Chips, I think I see it. E takes f6. King takes f6, only move. Rook takes e7. The king is here. Rook takes e7. It has to be one of the knights that captures. So it doesn't really matter which knight, because then comes rook e6. The other rook comes to e6. This is a check. Because this is a check, the only square for the king that was here is go back to the original position. And then the rook that was here can take the knight with check. The other knight captures, and we have the fork. Yes, exactly. Then the fork. So e takes f. Rook takes e7. Knight e6 check. Rook takes. And then takes. Yes! Whoa! Silman rules! Silman, greatest of all time. I love you, man. The Silman technique, man. The Silman technique. I wish I could have it like written down in a piece of paper, and when I'm playing the tournament and I'm like, what to do here, what to do here. Wait, I have my cheat sheet. Oh, I'm sure you would have. I'm sure you would have. The ideas were there, but it was a combination in 6 moves. Kind of proud of that. Combination in 6 moves. So yes, clearance, definitely. I know what clearance means. Fork, obviously there's a fork. Sacrifice, I don't think it counts as sacrifice. But discovered attack, yes. Thank you, thank you. Sealman. All the credit goes to him. Okay. Time to play a game. Oof, getting excited, getting excited. Okay, 15-10. Sorry guys, you are amazing, but I don't want to see you play right now. Chess.com. Yes. Another. Did I choose something so all of my games would be with black? Was that... Okay. Another Sicilian, as usual. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I sort of remember this. I remember that I can be really annoying and in some lines push for a draw. That puzzle was exhausting. I was sweating. Okay. No. I'm not taking that pawn. You can be absolutely sure of that. I am not taking that pawn. Moves that I am considering are knight c6, pawn takes, and then d5. And then maybe we arrive to the same position, the same French-like position as before. It would be maybe a little weird if white plays bishop b5. No, don't say that, man. What are you talking about? I play the Sicilian. You're trying to get me depressed? Jesus. I need to call my psychologist. I actually have a book. Of course I have a book. Of course I have a book. Hold on. Okay. This is the book. Chess Openings for Black Explained. And it has a chapter on the Smith-Morra Gambit. But I will not open it up because that would be cheating. I will check it out after the game. Now I need to figure out what to play here. D5 directly doesn't really work. I can even take like this. I think D3 is normal. I think D3 is normal. I seem to remember that. This would just allow that. I would actually welcome to play this. Yeah, exactly. I don't know any openings. I have to figure everything out. And imagine on Friday I'm gonna play 4 rounds. 4 rounds. That's gonna be so tiring. 4 rounds after work. Knight c6. That's the move that I want to play. That is the move that I want to play. Because that allows me to play this. And of course, if white takes, I can take with the queen, and then there's this. Then I can go back, which seems typical. Then bishop here threatens a push. Can I have to do this and then that? Wait, no, not necessarily, because after this... Okay, I can just play that. The Naka Red Bull move, I haven't seen that one. The Naka Red Bull move. Here, 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 that'd be okay. Then this. So. Okay, I think I'll play knight c6. I have to make a move eventually. I can't figure out checkmate since move 3. Well, if we follow the Silman method, maybe we can. This does come with risks, but let's see what's up. Okay, so now we're playing against an isolated pawn. That's beautiful. I love that. Those are good news. Music to my ears. This seems nice. Here takes, doesn't really work because there's a fork. I lose my castling rights. Then knight here. I may be able to free the bishop, and it would be a rook. It would be, this knight would be gone, and the knight that ends up here would eventually be captured, I believe. Well, not necessarily. It's not so easy because they have this moving one tempi and protecting c7. So I'm not going for that line. IQP? What does that mean? This feels typical. Yeah, isolated queen pawn. Absolutely. I really like playing against isolated pawns. but of course I'm not really good at playing anything, so it's a struggle. The move order again, because I don't want to play this because then they play 96. I have to go back here, and then maybe they can just push. And if I take, of course, yeah, they recapture and everything is fine for them. So e6 seems too early for that. I also think it's important to play knight f6 in order to have control of d7 in case there are checks. So out of precaution I will play this. But I think this guy has a way of just sneaking out. Just pushing. I think pushing is the right idea. I don't see any tricks. If they push now, I kind of have to go back. Yep. Exactly what I feared, and I'm getting outplayed in the opening. Now this has this check, which is really, really bad. This doesn't really accomplish anything. There's no threat to that, so I will just go back. Now this might be an idea, this development. I have to be careful of the order. If there's a check, I have to be careful of the recapturing order in order so it's not me who ends up with an isolated pawn and an open file against the king. This could be, I don't know, not great. I like the fact that I played this, not because of pressure against the pawn, but because of protecting d7. It feels like a lot can go wrong with that. So if forced to choose, I would try to exchange quickly. Bishop d7, for example. No, I don't think so. I'm down for that because I don't want to play e6 myself. Yeah, sort of forced. And then yeah, now that's ghetto. Okay, so they're claiming that this guy is bad. I can see that. I can also see this idea. Maybe not this. Not with that. But I think now g6 is almost forced if I ever want to develop, if I ever want to castle. And maybe allow this idea. Gotta be careful of all of these things. Because I also don't want to push here. This would be a passed pawn. So maybe g6 now. It would be great. It would be amazing if I knew some theory. That would make me really happy. b5. Bishop takes. Check. Go back. Nah, nothing. Yeah, I think I'll go for g6. Feels risky though. Feels risky because I can see this happening and then I want to be on this pawn. But what can I play now? I can't go back. Also, whenever I play knight d7, they can push. And it would be sort of a sacrifice. Oh, this is also an idea now. Queen b3 is an idea. Touching here, and threatening a very nasty checkmate. So maybe queen here is semi-forced. Then this doesn't really work, does it? I think it's better to play this before. What about this? I cannot take. And this and this. Yeah, because I don't have... The queen would be blocked by this guy. Feels risky, risky, risky. Queen c7. Sakuyo. Who are you talking to, man? Do we have a lurker? Do we have a stalker? What? I don't see anyone's messages. I mean, I only see your messages on the chat, Chips. Hope I haven't been ignoring anyone. Gotta be careful. Queen b3 is nasty. Yep, that was the idea. That's what they were going for. Huh. Can I go for this now? Because the point is that they don't have this idea now. They can't push. Oh. But then they can very shamelessly just... Yeah, okay. Jeez, this is fire on the board. If I were to move my bishop with the idea of pushing something like that, well, of course the threat is to take on a3. But if they push, what am I talking about? I can't push. I can't push the pawn. I have to take. But with the bishop on g4, the queen would be protecting f7. The thing is, they can still castle, and the threat is that my pawn is here. I don't have time to move my bishop away before a check comes. And then I have to lose my king, my castling. Yeah, that's nasty. That is nasty. So what can I do? I don't want to push now. That seems like a horrible, horrible decision. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes here, and a pawn down. The f7 pawn is down. How can I solve this mess? I think I have to go for that. I think this is forced. And also, there are knight threats. Maybe I should have played this instead. This might have been more important. Even more pressure here. I'm out of my depth in this opening. So I think I have to acknowledge that my king will not castle. Maybe this. And if they push, I have this move. There's this check. Ah, no. I move, then they take with check. And then they just move the queen after. So this doesn't work. Yeah. I'm gonna play this, but I'm pretty sure I'm in trouble. Yeah, this looks really, really grim. I don't see a way of escaping this horrible, horrible fate. But this shows big time. I need to study this opening. This is a big hole in my preparation. But yeah, one thing that I didn't like about playing Queen B6 directly was an idea of Queen C2 and then Bishop here, and this would feel like a waste of time. What move is this? We are in move 11. We are in move 11. Look at this. This is no break. No chance. Absolutely no chance at all. Queen has to protect here. I guess this square is as good as any. But I feel like resigning already. This would come, can take, but there's this check. The queen has to stay in this song of the board. Oh, and then there's knight here. Tempo on everything. Now this is busted big time. This is so busted. Forcing another queen move. I completely missed that it forced a queen move. And of course this check only allows another developing move, and maybe then this to make things worse. So I think this is forced. Knight e4. Knight takes with check here. Yeah, knight e5 is coming. Knight e5 is coming. And I cannot stop it. So now I have to choose between queen c8, queen d7. Because I don't want to play queen d8, because after the check, the king would be forced to move in front of the queen. And because this is coming, queen c8 is the only move. This is so incredibly busted. I can't believe this happened so fast. This happened so incredibly fast. Well, at this point, it's fair to assume that I will lose this. So let me see what does it say about this Mora. I am indirectly giving up. Page 218. Okay, c3 and the Smith Mora. g6. g6 on move 2. On move 3, sorry. No, yeah, move 2. So e4, c5, c3, and g6. There you go. So what the book recommends is... Oh no, but they play this order. g3. I guess this is the idea. Well, if they capture on c5, I can just take here. And that's a normal Sicilian, it will be a dragon. But yeah, g6. g6 and it's a whole different mess. Check it out, they can still play this and I cannot push because then they do this with check. So here I am forced to take, they take with check, and I have to find a better life for my pieces. King d8. And they still can play here. Or this, maybe this. And accept that my king will be stuck in the center forever. So sad, so sad. I feel like I'm ice skating, which I can't do. But if you can imagine someone who doesn't know how to ice skate, that's me. I am ice skating on very thin ice. But to my defense, this is a high-rated opponent. 2000, over 2000. I respect greatly. So I'm not afraid or ashamed of losing. Also, it was an opening battle, definitely an opening battle. And he clearly knows this stuff better than me, so it's fine. It's a shame, but it's fine. I think it was Mikey Slice who said, can't win them all, can't lose them all either. I haven't talked to Mikey in a while. I guess this is still a threat, but after here, there are just too many threats. I'm so utterly outplayed. I think I will play knight a6 almost no matter what. Because this will bring a lot of pressure very easily. White has such an easy game, it's amazing. It is amazing. Okay, let me switch to C just for a moment. I might regret because I will probably have to rush back to the game. Okay, so yep, they played the expected move, of course. And yeah. Because also I still have to take. Otherwise, if I push, they have... Oh no, they have... I have my knight here. I wish the arrows were smarter. Because it's not easy to see what's going on. Okay. What was that? I think that's suboptimal. Can I play this now? Probably not. I have to play something anyways, so... Oh, such a terrible position. I'm counting on a potential check and then tuck my king on f7, on f8. Instead of d8, where it will be more exposed. I also have to play pretty fast. I have less than a minute. Oh, goodness, 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 goodness. Well, I hope at least this is somewhat interesting. Yep. 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 I see this. I also see that I cannot take directly. Can I insert this check first? That's a tiny check. That's a tiny check. And now... maybe I can castle. And yes, I'm down a pawn, but... it's so much better than what was going to happen. Yeah, that's fine. What are those beep beeps, beep beeps, beep beeps? I don't understand the beep beeps. Oh yeah, I missed that. I missed this. I absolutely missed this. Is there any counterplay at all? Not this, because there's the bishop. There's this maybe. Yep. Touching here with check. Not this, it doesn't seem to work though. Check. I would be down a lot of material, but what about just here? It's a fork. It for sure is a fork, but I can exchange here. So much activity. I might lose on time, but I'm giving a fight. There's this now. Oof. I think I managed to untangle a little bit. Have to be super careful. I have to play super fast. I have to find these only moves. Not fun, not fun. Interesting to bring the rook here. That's a good move. Whoa. That's a brilliant move. I don't think I have anything against that. Maybe. Good game, good game. Completely outplayed. No chance at all. No chance whatsoever. Let's go to analysis mode. This. No, this check doesn't work. What about... Nah, they can just take. That's super easy. This runs into that. Or even worse, this one. And... I never had anything like this. Well, in this case there would be some compensation, a small fraction of compensation. I don't know. Definitely not winning. But maybe holding. That might have worked. Chips, are you seeing this? That might have worked. Of course, no time, but... if they just took... then I would probably have this. Sorry. This. Check. King in the center. White had to be careful. White definitely had to be careful. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Can I get a computer analysis? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna definitely study this opening and figure out how to beat it. G6 apparently was the way to go. But anyways, Chips, I appreciate a lot you hanging out. Definitely made it a lot easier. I hope to see you maybe tomorrow. I will try to come tomorrow again at the same time. I usually start 8 or 9 p.m. Central European time. So yeah, I'll try to do that. Hope to see you soon, man. Hope you're having a great evening, and all the best, man. See you. Bye-bye.